Welcome to another car review for your growing family. If you haven't already, hit subscribe on the bottom right to catch brand new reviews every single week. But here is something brand new, the completely redesigned 2020 Hyundai Sonata. And this car is jam-packed full of not only standard features, but luxurious features that you'd have to spend at least $10,000 more for on other brands. And while this new styling might not be everyone's cup of tea, it's certainly a very capable and luxurious and comfortable family hauler. So let's go and have a look. It's the 2020 Hyundai Sonata this week on Family Wheels. So believe it or not, this is the 8th generation of the Hyundai Sonata. It's been around since 1985, and I definitely feel like this is the most bold design statement they've actually made. Have a look at it. What do you think? That side profile, there's a bit of a fastback design to it. The front, I feel like, looks like a whale shark or something. It's got these interesting LED headlamps that go vertically up the hood and fade out just before halfway. There's also a bit of a pinched rear on it, like that spoiler at the back that's integrated into the trunk, and also the tail lights there as well. I feel like the back of it looks kind of like a Lincoln, but it's taken a bit to get used to it this week, but it certainly stands out. I've had people ask questions about it. I've had people take photographs of it. I think this, against most of the other or all of the other Sonatas, the look of this one really pops. And the dimensions of it are very similar to the previous generation. So the wheelbase is like an inch more, it's an inch lower. You've got slightly less rear legroom and trunk space, which is really not a problem because we're going to get to that. This actually functions really well in terms of interior passenger and cargo space. You still got two engine options. You've got the 2.5 litre 4-cylinder naturally aspirated as the base one. That's available on just one trim level, and that's putting out 191 horsepower. And interestingly, everything above that, including this is the ultimate in Canada. This is the top of the line. You've got the 1.6 litre 4-cylinder turbo putting out less horsepower. Rarely do you have less horsepower in the higher trims. However, this has 195 pound-feet of torque versus the 2.5 litre, which has 181. They've all got an 8-speed automatic transmission, and while you might want one more engine option available, maybe as the top trim, something a bit more powerful, you won't be complaining about the fuel economy, because this is going to get you about 8.6 litres per 100 in the city, 6.6 on the highway for a combined 7.7 litres per 100 kilometres. Fantastic fuel economy, and that's about 31 miles per gallon combined in the States. So let's think of what this is up against. You've got Toyota Camry, you've got Nissan Altima, you've got Subaru Legacy, Mazda 6, Honda Accord. Most of them will offer a more powerful engine option, and a lot of them, the first three at least, the Altima, the Camry, the Legacy, either have all-wheel drive as standard or as an option as well. You don't have that in this, it's front-wheel drive only, and you don't have that even more powerful engine option, but what I think they've gone for is a very nicely designed car that really stands out, and you've got a range of luxurious and standard options, which includes forward collision emergency braking, blind spot, rear traffic alert, lane follow, and lane keep. We're going to see that in action coming up soon. It's really impressive. You've got adaptive cruise with stop and go, heated front seats, heated steering wheel, LED head, tail, and running lights, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. All of that is standard in the Hyundai Sonata. And then if you want to go to the top of the line, you've got a bunch of luxurious features to go with that. You've got the blind view monitor, highway driving assist with highway auto curve and slow down. You've got the parking collision avoidance, and you've got remote smart park assist, which you might have seen. It's a really cool feature that I'm not sure you're going to use very often, but we're going to see it in action in just a couple of minutes. But then there's even more things that you would usually get in a car that you're going to have to spend at least $50,000 for, and sometimes $60,000 if you're getting to a more premium brand. Things like head-up display, projector LED headlamps, the 12.3-inch digital dash, the 10.25-inch nice high-resolution infotainment system, premium Bose audio system, this beautiful premium leather on the seats, which is power adjustable for both sides at the front. The rear has got your heated seats as well. You've got a lot of features in here for a grand total, top of the line in Canada, $38,600. Less than 40 grand to have all of that packed into it. In the States, you're looking at $33,500 for the top of the line, and it's starting at just $23,600 in the States, and in Canada, you're starting at $27,000. So all of that, and we haven't even got to how it functions for families. And the good news is it does pretty well in that department as well. So let's start with the trunk, shall we? So 453 litres of cargo space back there, or 16 cubic feet, which is, maybe just above, if not just on average for a mid-sized sedan like this. it passed our standardized test of the stroller, 2 bags of groceries, soccer ball, and camera gear pretty well. There's actually plenty of spare space in there. It wasn't too bad. It's got slightly less than the previous generation. It's got slightly less than the Accord, but it's got a little bit more than the Camry, so you're kind of well amongst the mix there. You can also open the trunk on your fob and on the button down here, and it's also got the proximity opening as well. So if you're standing there, you walk up to it, wait 3 seconds, and it will open up automatically for you. Let's take a look at the back seat. The rear-facing kid seat test, same deal. It handles it reasonably well. The front passenger, I'm 6 feet tall. I could stretch out. I could do a long ride in this car with a rear-facing kid seat behind me. That's not a problem. And the inside space in general is really good. Like the knee space for the driver, rear passenger legroom is just shy of 35 inches. So as an adult, I was able to sit back there pretty comfortably as well. You've got this nice panoramic sunroof to look out of also. So not squashed in. It does have maybe about 3 and a bit, up to 4 inches less rear legroom than the Accord and the Camry, but you're certainly not feeling too tight in here. Even with the kids front facing, plenty of leg space. The good news is the door openings, the arches are quite big as well. And also the step into the footwell is a decent size, and the rear doors open up to a decent angle. So getting kids in and out and their ability to get in by themselves is actually pretty good. So usage for families on the inside is pretty good, except for the interior cargo space. So the doors on the front, these aren't too bad. On the back, you're really only fitting a drink bottle in there. This is big, that helps. You've got a bunch more storage space down here. You've also got wireless charging. On the back, you're only getting the netting on one side, and this side doesn't actually have any storage on the back of the seat, which I always find really useful for kids' snacks and all their junk they like to bring with them. All right, let's hit the road and see how this performs. Push button. You don't have the regular gear shift here. They've changed it to these buttons, which is just reverse, neutral, drive. I love the digital dash, so the 12.3-inch digital dash. It's not as, you can't control too much of it on your steering wheel. Same with the infotainment system. You can't actually control too much of that on your steering wheel. It's just basic stuff. Couple of buttons on the left and the right, your map, your navigation, your radio and media and everything. But then the rest of it you can just use for your touch screen. You got the home button you can press as well. So it's a pretty decent system. The Bluetooth connectivity is good as well. And of course the wireless charging point down here is very, very handy. Another spot they've saved themselves a little bit of money. At the back they've just got the one USB outlet, and they can't control their own climate back there. So little things here and there in which they've saved a little bit of money. So let's check out your driving modes here. So you've got your little switch at the bottom here. It starts with Smart. You pop it up to normal, which is where I spend most of my time. And then you've got Custom at the top and Sport. Sport, by the way, will completely change your look of your dash. It will give you a bit of a graphic and then it'll glow red. The tacho's anti-clockwise, which I don't necessarily love. And it does dial things up a bit, but not too much. It's actually, because it is a lower powered engine, it's to the point where I actually prefer to be driving around most of the time in sport mode in this, because it gives it a little bit more pep. Because when you are in, say you're in normal, kickback is pretty slow. So if I plant my foot now, you know, there's several seconds of lag there before it actually does kick back. So bringing it up to Sport, if I put my foot down now, just a little bit quicker to respond. You've got 2 wheel options on it, by the way. You've got 17 and 18-inch rims. I actually would like, in terms of aesthetics, I would like 1 extra rim size available, because I don't feel like the wheels quite fill the guards enough. It's also got a new feature called Remote Smart Park Assist. So leave it out of the park, everyone jump out, including you, the driver. You take the remote with you, you stand out and you press forward or backward on the button, and it will put it back in the parking spot for you. Even if you're a little bit crooked and the wheel is turned and everything, it will turn the wheel straight and back it into the parking spot. And then, because it's also got remote start, when you come out, you can just stand there and bring the car back out of the parking spot, and then you don't go damaging everyone else's cars. It's called Remote Smart Park Assist. It's awesome. I just don't know how often you're going to use it. Maybe when you do have it, you use it all the time. Who knows? Okay, so as I mentioned, we have lane keep, lane follow, and adaptive cruise with stop and go. You can do it in an urban area when you don't have your adaptive on. You can just hit the steering wheel on the button here and you'll see it green pop up on your dash, and that will be following the lane. So does a great job. Very seamless little corrections as you're driving along. And if we have a look here, it should be able to take smaller turns for you as well. Beautiful. Okay, let's check the performance here real quick. So I've got it in Sport. You do have paddle shifts. I'm not going to use them, but I will turn off traction control and just plant my foot and see how we go. wheel spin, torque steer. That's actually quicker than I was expecting. That was actually pleasantly surprising. Especially the rest of the time when I've been in comfort mode and stuff, it's quite dialed back and a little bit gutless, so that was actually a surprise. So that's the brand new redesigned 2020 Hyundai Sonata. Hopefully you found this review useful. If you have, give it a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel because we put out brand new reviews every single week. Till next time from Family Wheels, have a good day. I'm Kai.